Peace and blessings. You are now tuned in to the Preciate You podcast, episode number 3, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. North Las Vegas to be exact. I hope everybody's doing well today. Getting through getting through the muck, fighting off the demons and all the other bullshit. And today's a good day. Today's a good day, and I'm interested in acting like it. You know, didn't get much sleep the last few days. Got some good sleep last night, and I'm feeling much better. Much better. Picked up some dog shit. You know what I'm saying? Paid for some Google ads for the podcast, and just really been reflecting on how to do this thing the right way. So, I've been talking to my cousin about it and, texting my friend about it. And so far, so good. Just got to let it manifest itself, Sometimes you start something, you don't know exactly, you know what you want it to be, but you don't know exactly how it's going to get there. And so I'm just doing it day by day, putting in the time, putting in the work, writing shit down, and just kicking some shit. It ain't that serious. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Got some music coming out soon. I'll let y'all peep it out on the last episode. And I'm just excited to share that. Some stuff that, I'm always self-conscious about everything I put out, unfortunately. But yeah, it'll be coming out August 11th. That'll be fly. It's just a few kind of demo tracks and some stuff that, you know what I mean? And my favorite thing on there is like an audio file that my friend Sam G's sent to me some years back. And it was something I found and emailed to her. And it was like, just a really cool thing to kind of, rediscover in my email. And so, she wrote a beautiful piece, and just figured I'd share it with y'all. I feel like she deserves to be heard. So, looking forward to people hearing that. And, and I think the other thing I like on there is the morning prayer one. There's like a whole other first half. It was like an 8-minute song that I cut in half because the first half was, I guess it was more of like a beat, had drums and stuff like that, but it was just not it. So I decided to just use the second half, which was like just an improvised thing. I don't even know exactly how it came about, but decided to just go with it. So, happy to share that. And, pretty soon I'm going to get my friend Johnny on here, get him to share some beats, some instrumentals, and talk about his process of making music and how long he's been chopping up breaks and, his influences and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Out of San Jose, California, a real gem who's just been laying in the cut, but definitely a solid brother who I respect very, very much. A great friend of mine who I recorded damn near all of my music with in the beginning of learning how to do this thing. And so, I didn't have shit. I was just had my keyboard, literally just my keyboard, and then me and him linked up one time and started making some music. And so, we could share some of the old stuff that we were making when we still don't know what we're doing, but when we really, really didn't know, and I had no fucking clue what I was doing, just to kind of laugh at and compare to the things that we've made now, just to show the progress, because you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. And so he's someone in my life who means a lot to me, just as a friend and in the music and stuff. And so, I'm anxious in a good way to share some of his stuff and get him to kick some fly shit on here. Um, yeah. Yeah. I guess to stay on the music tip, um, I heard one of my big influences, Dame Funk, is going on tour. If you can go see him live, go see him live. He does a beautiful DJ set and a great solo set. Sometimes he rocks with the band, but the reason why I picked up the keyboard and the synth and wanted to make other people feel how his music made me feel, and for me it was like that perfect pocket of, this shit still, this shit like solidifies you being cool, but you don't have to be a tough guy, and it's beautiful. You could play for the ladies, you could play for the homies, and the grooves, and just the absolute pioneering in the sound of modern funk. And it was, yeah, he is the sole reason, why I started playing. And so if you can go catch him live, I know he's gonna be in California and in Colorado, and no shows in Vegas. I would love to see him out here in Vegas. And if you know anybody, or if anybody is listening to this shit and is a promoter or a venue booking agent or something like that, Dane Funk will do well in Las Vegas. So you go ahead and reach out to him and his management, not to him, but his management about that, because absolutely, absolutely, Dane Funk is it. And people know it too. It's not some secret anymore. So, oh yeah, 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 Dane Funk, man, yeah. And after I was, deep dove into Dane Funk, I mean, all his stuff was on YouTube. It was a bunch of things that he hadn't officially released through some YouTube account that was, I guess, ambiguous. You could say you didn't know who it was or what it was, but it was all kinds of like just, I guess, demo versions of all of his music, and it was just so much. I mean, it was like a huge, huge catalog, and so I got to just, yeah, just fall in love with that shit. Put it on the CD. You know what I'm saying? Take it from YouTube, download it, put it onto a CD, and just play that shit in my fucking 2003 Cadillac, ride around by myself, and yeah, man, just go for a drive. Just go for a drive, smoke a joint or something with the windows rolled up, and and yeah, man, yeah, fond memories of just starting to fiddle around with the keyboard, man. No idea what I was doing, but Dane Funk just gave me so much um, inspiration and encouragement. All of his songs talking about not giving up and how, it feels so good to be alive, and it really yeah, it really just hit all the right buttons for me. So go get some Dane Funk tickets. Go look him up, DAM-FUNK, and happily share that man's music. Another dude who I've been, I shouldn't say I've been, but every once in a while will deep dive into some interviews. His music as well, but a lot of the times I listen to his interviews or his lectures to, just soak up some of the philosophy, the musical philosophy of Wynton Marsalis. Um, a great man, music director at the Lincoln Center, and uh, and just the way he talks about jazz and its embodiment of the most sophisticated parts of human beings. It really just makes sense. And I often wonder, what would the culture be like if jazz music today was the most popular music? It was something that I thought of the other day while listening to him. I was like, what would families be like? What would it be like if just around right now playing an instrument was really cool, and everybody's making beats, and that's a beautiful thing. But the challenge and yeah, just the intellectual challenge, the spiritual challenge of learning how to play an instrument and playing with other people or making music with other people through your instrument, and not just necessarily at a high level, but at a sophisticated level, and always having these your elders, mentors, and people who paved the way for you to look up at, and who were validated and for real and were men, and we're rough around the edges, but we're absolutely, beautiful musicians who spent thousands and thousands of hours, uh, putting in thousands of hours of time spent with their instrument, and to get anywhere, you have to understand that greater comes later. And like to quote Dame Funk, you don't want to blow up, you want to float up. And I think just really understanding what it is that is in your hand, whether it's I don't know, no matter what tool it is, I just think you should make sure that you're ready to use it and you're not being too eager to be called something that you're not quite, something that you're just not quite yet. And so, I just wonder what it would be like, especially in lower income communities, poverty stricken communities. I just wonder what it would be like if jazz was dominating the airwaves. If Robert Glasper was like, you just could not get his shit to stop playing on the radio. You're just like, God damn it, I'm sick of this Robert Glasper every day. I want to hear some goddamn rap. When are they gonna play some rap on the radio? And it's but unfortunately, it's just not that way. And we know why, and we'll get into that another time. But yeah, it's just a thought, man. It's just a thought. I just wondered what it would be like if kids didn't want to be rappers and motherfucking ball players, if they wanted to be, you know, club owners and like promoters for bands and like jazz artists, and wanted to be trumpet players and drummers and I don't mean like in a little niche group of pockets. I just mean in general. If that was it, if motherfuckers just, if these kids just wanted to get down, play some funky shit, and impress their mentors, But now, I mean, oh God, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but anyways, I've been seeing these kids and these, I guess, street hoopers or semi-pro or amateur hoopers on the internet just fucking doing 720 under the legs over five people dunks and the craziest. I mean, guys like these guys, man, the little baby Kyrie, Allen Iverson, Rod Strickland, Baron Davis moves, man. You just can't even. I don't know how these kids got so damn good and so creative, man. Cause shit, back when I was in high school, we just found out about the Euro step. I think we saw Manu Ginobili do it one time, and then Dwayne Wade was killing everybody with it after that. And that was it. That's really all you saw kids doing. Was like the Euro step, the crossover, of course. I mean, the regular shit. You know what I mean? Little curl and all that stuff. But you never seen whatever these kids are doing now, man. I mean, I don't even know. Everything looks like a travel to me, and the comments swear to God that it's not, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just old. Another thing I see is that I see guys get mad when people come and help on defense. Like, what is that about? I don't come from that either. I definitely don't come from that, man. All I know is you just get, unless you get elbowed in the fucking eye or something like that, like, just keep on playing, dog. Keep on playing. It's no big deal. No blood, no foul. It's pretty much what I remember growing up. No blood, no foul, So it's interesting to see, man, these kids are so much more talented and athletic than anybody that I knew growing up. I mean, it seems like all these kids could fucking get up and shoot from half court and stuff like that. But I know that shit don't translate into what do you call it? Team basketball, organized ball. I used to think I was nice just because I was, winning in pickup games, and then I remember playing organized shit, community center and high school basketball, and being nervous for every fucking game, man, and just not really understanding how to get the shit, really right. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it's nice for the videos. It's nice for the TikTok and stuff like that. But I don't know. When I go out there and hoop, the last couple times I played pickup, uh, it felt the same. So the shit that I see on the internet, I don't know where these kids are because I haven't seen them in real life yet. So I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe I can't hoop and I'm playing with people who can't hoop, which is most likely the case. But anyway, August 14th, me and my lady going to go see the Las Vegas Aces. You know what I'm saying? Go get your Las Vegas Aces tickets. You know what I mean? And yeah, gonna go catch some good basketball. These ladies who could whoop every single dude I've ever known in hoop. So that'll be nice to go see. It's an evening game, or excuse me, an afternoon game. So we can go have some fun. And and yeah, my girl's parents are moving to Las Vegas pretty soon, so that's a trip. And nice. The more the merrier. I'm trying to get everybody to move out here. If you're thinking about it, just do it. It's definitely not the Bay. It's definitely not California. It's definitely not wherever you're from. So it's an adjustment, but your pockets get bigger. They go a little bit deeper over here. So I'm happy that they get to retire over here. We'll have some more grandparents, and I'm just trying to get my pops out here now. So that's really it. And yeah, so that'll be dope. Some fly shit going on at the Mandalay Bay Casino, Hotel and Casino. And yeah, shout out to the Las Vegas Aces, man. It's just gonna be fun. Um, what else is coming up in Vegas? Next Friday. So yeah, that's August 14th on Sunday, and then the Friday before then, August whatever that is. Hella Expressions open mic at the Starbase LV venue in South Las Vegas, Southwest Las Vegas, ran by Asia Jade. That shit'll be dope too. I'll just be coming by to just to hang out, and see some people, shake hands, and see some smiling faces and some beautiful talent. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. So if you're free, go check that out. They have online signups at Hella Expressions on Instagram. And yeah, super fly. I appreciate Asia Jade for anytime she ever let me go up there, and lets me go up there when I sign up, because it's I never take it for granted, and I'm always nervous as more than I need to be, and so I just appreciate the kindness that I'm shown every time I want to participate in the venue. It's a very comfortable setting and a super dope venue if you've never been to Starbase. So go check that thing out. I think it's every other Friday. So if you want a place to get busy a couple times a month, Hella Expressions is where it's at. And shit, what's going on other than that? I watched the UFC Contender Series, the Dana White Contender Series. That shit was wild, man. I'm not gonna overanalyze it, but again, I can't say enough how much I respect those guys. Yeah, it's just fucking brutal, man. And the heart that these guys show, they get rocked 3, 4 times and get up, turn around and fucking knock the other guy out when it looks like everything, all odds are against them. Their will is just so great, man. And so I respect everybody. There's no losers in that sport, in my opinion. Not when you truly give it all and put your heart out there. It's just fucking incredible. It's just incredible. In the boxing world, I want to see Shakur Stevenson fight Lomachenko. He's fighting Robert Conseco coming up. He's gonna box the motherfucking pants off him. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. That fight will most likely happen this year. And boy, boy, I got my money on Crawford, but I know any man. I know it's a 50-50 fight, but I got my money on Crawford. Um, who else? Who else? I want to see Wilder come back and fight. I want to see him fight Andy Ruiz. I want to see Tyson Fury fight Anthony Joshua. I want to see Gervonta Davis fight Ryan Garcia, just for the pay-per-view spectacle that'll be. I want to see the Devin Haney Kambosos rematch. I definitely want to see that. And then, yeah, I just want to see that. I'm not gonna say who wins that, but Devin Haney most likely. And then who else? Who else? Yeah, Canelo Triple G. I see Canelo probably just outboxing Triple G. You know, a little more high volume of punch. Probably gonna stick that jab. Don't see him knocking him out. Yeah, don't see him knocking him out, man. Don't want to see him fight Dimitri Bivol again either. But if he does, man, what a story that'll be. Um, yeah, but the real fight is Arthur Betterbeef versus Dimitri Bivol. That's it. Uh, and let's see who else. I guess that's kind of it for now. Virgil Ortiz is fighting this weekend. Young welterweight. He's a beast, knockout artist. Gonna check that out for sure. And that's really all that's on my radar right now. Stephen Fulton looked real good. I'd like to see him fight someone like maybe Gary Russell Jr. That'll be a nice fight. I think Fulton comes out victorious for sure. With all due respect, I don't say this shit like any of this is gonna be easy. I just if I was a betting man, that's all. Um, but yeah, other than that, basketball is on its way back up. Looking forward to that. Everybody misses basketball. Warriors getting getting number 4. It's beautiful. It was beautiful. We were watching it at the Circa Casino downtown Las Vegas, and yeah, that was a beautiful time. Called up my dad and my brother, and yeah, it was dope. It was dope. A lot of people mad, a lot of people happy. You gotta love watching a game, a big game at a sports book, because half of the people are like, hooray, and the other half are like, fuck. And it's just hilarious. It's hilarious if you don't have any money. You're just kicking back, drinking a beer, just watching people lose their minds, one way or the other. And so yeah, basketball season is we'll see what happens, man. Warriors are definitely not primed to go back to back. Just like they weren't primed to win a championship. So it's gonna be an interesting year. I'm scared of fucking the Greek Godzilla over there in Milwaukee, and that's about it. I think unless Boston makes some big moves, and which they might, they could get stronger and they can get back there for sure. Um, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Not sleeping on anybody, but I see the Warriors back in the finals, and probably going up against Milwaukee. Yeah. Anyway, outside of that, man, I've just been just reflecting a lot. Accepting how long certain things take, and being okay with how with the time that I need to spend to get certain things done. Accepting where I am. Sometimes you want to be further along in your journey than you are, and you put yourself in positions to, I guess, kind of be there before you're actually there. And I find myself doing that with a particular situation recently that I'm going to have to work out. That isn't going to be easy, but I know that all will be understood, and everything will be okay. And everything will be okay. And so you just got to communicate, be honest, be transparent, be vulnerable, and also just stand firm in what's going to be best for you. And sometimes what's going to be best for you is taking things off of your plate that you aren't ready for, and really tending to the things that are going to affect you, pretty immediately, the immediate future, but also are going to pay dividends later. And so I just found myself in that situation recently, and it'll work itself out. Yeah, I promise it will. So it's just something I've been going through while I've been sitting at this piano. I just absolutely need a mentor, something that I've been putting off for too long. I have goals that I need to accomplish, not out of like any other, not out of a bad place, but out of a genuine place of wanting to learn and create and play and express myself. That I don't want to be. I don't want my hand to be forced by favors or money or creative things that are going to distract me from taking care of business at home, number one, but also accomplishing these goals that I have that are personal, private, and very meaningful to me. And so, yeah. So unfortunately, yeah, gotta handle that. But yeah, looking to not looking to, but looking forward to hitting the streets tomorrow. Going to put some food and water in our brother's stomach. So by the time you hear this, it'll already have been done. And and yeah, and that's cool. And that's cool. Gonna document it. I never record anybody's faces. I just put the phone on me, like facing the driver's seat. You see me passing out the sandwiches and stuff to the folks out there. I always go to Bonanza in Main Street at what I think is a homeless shelter or food bank right there. And so I just hit the block, do a little circle, make sure everybody, got a meal. And yeah, and if I have extra, I go down Lake Mead from downtown. You guys already know what's up. It's wild out there, man. And so I like to have a nice little controlled area just so everybody's, stays cool and understands that I'm not there to stop and fuck around. I got shit to do. And I only say that it's just that's what I needed to seem like, to these folks is that, here, take it, peace and blessings, have a blessed day, and you know, praying for you and but I gotta go. I gotta feed the next person. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get to the next person. So that's the energy I try to go out there with, because it's a different world. So I shouldn't even say that. It's not a different world. It's just motherfuckers uh, aren't always thinking straight down there. So it's the same world that you and I live in. It's just where they're at. Shit doesn't always make sense, and so trying to make sense out of a illogical situation is a waste of time. And so I don't go out there trying to be overly empathetic and give everybody my time because I'm you know usually by myself and just don't need that problem. You know what I'm saying? Don't need that problem. So another person I would love to have on here is my old boxing trainer, Cecil McKenzie, former super middleweight champion of USA boxing, USAB boxing. What do you call that? Sanction. And so he was my trainer for a little while. I can't even really recall how long it was, but I'll go to his house every day. I met him through a friend of mine, and he introduced me to him, and I just fell in love with boxing when I was living in Chico, or I should say, really just kind of staying in Chico for a summer. Me and my cousin moved out there for a little bit to kind of make it work, but I definitely just wasn't in the right space to do all that yet, and family, some family stuff that came up that kind of made it make sense for us to go back, and so back to San Jose, that is. But anyways, when I went back to when I was living in Chico, I was a fat fuck. I was drinking all the time, probably eating like shit, but really just drinking my fucking life away. And now, even though I was only 19, I was just this fat fucker who was over 200 pounds when, in high school, I was probably like a buck 50 at the most. You know what I'm saying? And so, um, so, so, uh, so yeah, I just fell in love with boxing out there. The ESPN would always play the ESPN classic boxing matches. And I would just started watching everything. I mean, they would have from Marciano to Ali to Floyd Patterson to Sugar Ray Robinson. They're just playing these old classic fights. and I just fell in love with it. And for whatever reason, it just made me want to get in shape, which I had, been most of my life. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just started jumping rope and running a lot, and yeah, I just came back from there. Just I don't even know, maybe fucking 40 pounds lighter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably exaggerating, but but anyways, I came back and I wasn't a fat fuck. You know what I mean? So I just kind of pursued that after a while. I definitely came back to San Jose and was just fucking around. Still love boxing, but after I turned some shit around, turned my life around a little bit, I started diving into boxing because I still wanted to be athletic from my love of basketball, and I didn't, too old and out of shape and don't have the skill to play ball. You know what I'm saying? Organized basketball, but fighting is a one-on-one sport, so just got into it, dove deep into it, got in great shape, got with my trainer Cecil McKenzie, and he was just a great guy. He invited me into his house. We trained in his backyard where he had everything, all the equipment, and he trained me one-on-one every day for at least an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, and really spent a lot of time with me. Gave me 5 to 6 days a week of his time, and I ended up just kind of fucking it up, just out of like, yeah, I can't even really explain it, but not that like I messed our relationship up, but there was one day where I stopped coming, and I tore my shoulder playing basketball, and I was just slowly fading out of the discipline that I was in. Started smoking weed again. Was like, oh, maybe I don't even need to. I had a job, but it's just things. I don't even remember where my mind was at, and I don't feel like digging deep and recalling it right now because it wasn't a good space. But while I was boxing with him and training with him, it was some of the best. It was it was the best I had ever felt. You know what I mean? Waking up every day, going waking up before work, going to go run a couple miles, however long, and then ride my bike or run to the light rail, take the light rail to work. During on my lunch break at work, shadow box in the back of the warehouse, and all I just thought about was boxing and getting good and being in shape, and just I was just absolutely obsessed, man. Was absolutely obsessed, and I just I gave it my all while I was training with him, and I got injured a few times, and just just really was embarrassed and ashamed of how I'd fallen out of my discipline, and I just stopped coming one day, and haven't talked to him since. Haven't talked to him since. I mean, that was I don't even know how many years ago, but but yeah, I would love to kind of make peace with him about that, and kind of explain myself to him because he deserves that. He was a really good dude and a great boxer. Taught me so much, and I felt like I could slap anybody. He really just made me confident and less. I felt less aggressive once I felt like I can. Once I wasn't really afraid of being hurt by anybody. Um, once I wasn't afraid of being hurt by anybody, I just didn't want to fight anybody. You know what I mean? And before then, I was just real angry and wanted to hurt people and stuff. But being able to spar and hurt people felt great. You know what I mean? And also getting punched in the face, you go home, with your ego checked and all that stuff, And so I just learned so many valuable lessons, and I was my best self, my most disciplined self, at that time. And so I would just love to talk to him, not just about that time, but also about him, his journey, because he had a wife and kids, or he has a wife and kids, and was just I don't know, we didn't really talk that much, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just a great trainer and gave me his time and stuff, but we didn't really talk about like, I don't know, we just didn't really talk. We just worked, and it was just this thing that was like happening, and I would just love to talk to him more about that. It was just an interesting situation where I just felt lost, and yeah, he just allowed me to work, man. He just allowed me to work, and so yeah, Cecil McKenzie, look him up. He fought Michael Nunn back in the day. He told me a cool story about that I'm not gonna share. That if he wants to, and when the time or if the time comes, I'll let him do that. And then but there's a video on YouTube of him fighting, I believe, at the HP Pavilion. which is now the SAP Center. Um, yeah, getting the knockout and winning his his super middleweight title. So you can look that up. And yeah, that's just he's a person that's been on my mind because when you have things that you haven't dealt with, they just kind of stick with you and haunt you. You know what I mean? Kind of like a ghost that just kind of lingers around. And so he's just a man that I respect very much that I would love to have that conversation with. Um, but yeah, I highly recommend the sport of boxing to anybody. I don't care who you are, what you look like, what your background is, what your physical anything is. I don't care. It's one of the best sports in the world. It's just you build so much confidence. You learn how to just be calm under pressure, and I just believe it's great for anybody, man. I mean, look at Gervonta Davis. Coming from Baltimore, Maryland, one of the craziest cities in the world for gun violence, and so many of his friends growing up, are no longer here. Um, and I'm not saying maybe I don't know exactly, but I could imagine that there's some of the kids that he grew up with who are kind of half foot in the gym, half foot out of the gym that are no longer around, unfortunately. And God bless them and peace and blessings to their families. But that boxing and those fighting sports and even those team sports, if you got both feet in, if your child has both feet in, or if a teenager has both feet in, they can avoid a lot of bullshit. They could avoid a lot of trouble. And I tell you right now, when I stopped boxing, I got into a lot of trouble. I wasted a lot of time. Before I was boxing, I was getting in a lot of trouble and I wasted a lot of time. And some of the best days, months, and years of my life were being spent just obsessing about being in shape, obsessing about being a good person, obsessing about being disciplined, and just taking pride in knowing that I was healthy and that I was looking good and feeling good and could defend myself to an extent. You know what I mean? To an extent, because these boys nowadays, man, they'll pick you up and slam you on your fucking head. So um, so it's just something that I recommend, and you'll see me continue to push onto the youth in Las Vegas and beyond, because if there's something that can keep kids out the streets, out of prison, and out of the cemetery, I'm gonna push it. And if I know it's tried and true, and if I know that it worked for me, and I wasn't, and I was happy, it didn't just keep me out of trouble. I was happy doing it. You know what I mean? Happier than I was when I wasn't, and having fun, so to speak. So yeah, yeah. So we'll see what we can do about that. I'm here just to kind of spark certain things, and if there's people who want to reach out and see what we can do as far as implementing um, some kind of a grant or a campaign where we can get some kids in some boxing classes, let me know. Let me know. Reach out. I got an email and all that stuff below. So yeah, something I'm trying to do. Even like community center memberships and all that stuff, if they got to get paid for it, let's figure it out, man. Let's figure it out. I'm not just going to come on here and make up shit to say. I'm also going to, have some kind of call to action, because that's what we're here to do. That is what we're here to do. The other day, I got a text message from someone I didn't know asking me if he could buy an eighth of weed from me, and I haven't gotten that text message in I don't know, years, years. And so a part of me was like, I was just feeling really petty, and so I was just like, man, go to the store like a grown up, and then instantly I was being called all kinds of names and being disrespected completely and utterly and every time he'd finish a sentence, he'd say gang at the end of it. He'd be like, you broke as fuck, gang, or you know what I mean? It was just really, really unnecessary. But I knew what I was doing, and so I guess he felt the need to show me that he wasn't broke, and without me asking, he sent me a video of himself holding a big old stack of money and was like, "Yeah, I got, you know what I mean, I got your bitch over here, gang," and all this stuff. And I was like, I hope you invest that, you know what I'm saying? I hope you take care of your family with that. And and I let him know I was just fucking around. So I don't know, man. I regret it, but at the same time, I was just sitting there, just sitting there. So I don't know. I knew the kid was young by the text messages. And just all these kids talk the same nowadays. I remember growing up and everybody talked different. People from San Francisco, people from Oakland, people from San Jose, people from LA, people from Fresno, people from Modesto. Everybody talked different, like it wasn't just all this like, yeah, gang gang and on God and on my mama. Like you just wasn't hearing that from everybody. You know what I mean? Like it was just I don't know. In San Jose, it was like, "What's up, fool?" It was just pretty much that, like, "Oh shit, fool, crazy fool." That's pretty much what it was like in San Jose. Oh, for real, fool, fuck, fool, shit, fool. Yeah, but anyway, I guess now everybody talks the same, but it's just what it is. It's almost like the TV is being reinvented and we're all just kind of on the same page. But I think that's temporary. I think that's temporary. Of course, there's different cultures everywhere, but I just think it's weird when you hear a bunch of fucking college kids, you know, saying shit like they're from Atlanta or something. It's just really strange to me. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just something that I'm coming to grips with, I guess. You know, I don't know. I guess you just start to get fucking annoyed of stupid things as you as you become less cool and not young anymore. I'm like, man, what are these 20 what are these kids talking about these days? I know that sounds fucking dumb, so don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm learning. I'm learning. What's next for me? What's next for your man? What's next for your man is just keep keep working out. Keep working out at the keyboard and call some folks who I haven't talked to in a while, who I miss dearly, and am very excited to hear about what their lives have been up to since we've spoken last. I know we all kind of get to see the versions that we like to present of ourselves to people on the internet. And also the big things too, like, oh, this person is having a baby, or it's a birthday, or I graduated, and I love seeing that stuff. And I look forward to just seeing how they're feeling outside of their accomplishments, and outside of being congratulated and all that stuff, because that's not reality. You know what I'm saying? I know I personally don't like being complimented, and I don't like being told congratulations, and I just don't like when things feel like they've like either just begun or they're over, or this is the best I can do, or maybe I can't do something this great again, or maybe I'm not even supposed to be here, like all that type of stuff. I like things to just feel normal. If I throw a birthday party or a barbecue, and I'm hosting it, I just want everybody. I just want it to feel normal for everybody. I don't even want it to feel special. I just want everyone to share the moment, and to me, that's special. Yeah. So yeah, and to me, that's special. So, anyways, I'm not. Anyways, I just look forward to seeing how everybody's really doing. I know we're all on the grind, hustling, trying to get it. You know what I mean? Head down, tunnel vision, nose in a book, nose in our phone. You know what I mean? On the treadmill, on the grind. You know what I mean? Self-help book, health and wellness book, and what are good questions to ask on a first date. But I look forward to kind of breaking that shit a little bit, calling my people and seeing how they're really doing. Seeing how they're really doing. Yeah. Cause I love you guys, man. I love you guys. So that needs to be known. And yeah, that needs to be known. But yeah, I think we can end it there. I think we can end it there. Peace and blessings, all my brothers and sisters worldwide. It's good to see you. It's good to be seen. And I look forward to talking to you real soon. You just take care of yourself. I'm gonna play a couple jams, and I'm gonna play one jam, and you guys just take good care. All right, peace.